your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi, welcome to the podcast, the video cast. I'm Don McDonald where am I these days? Virginia. I'm in Virginia. And over there is Tom Cock. He's hanging out in Washington State. We couldn't be much further away except when I'm in Florida. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being who you are and being there and trying to get smarter about money. But I have to tell you, a lot of you really aren't getting it. There is a general tendency among human beings to want to be special or to think they are special, to want to be special in every aspect of their life, including investing. And let me burst your bubble. You're not going to be. So stop trying. And it really bothers me because there was an article recently in the New York Times.
All the news that's fit to print.
Gosh. Yeah, and the headline is even your allergist. Even your allergist. I don't know why they chose allergist.
Picking on the poor allergist. That's
even
nice.
Your allergist is now investing in startups. Yes, people are investing in startups. I've got some family members who had a friend who told them about a startup, and they claim it did well, but there's no way to verify that because people don't tell the truth about their bad investments and they blow their good ones out of proportion. But there are a lot of people now who are training to be angel investors. As a matter of fact, there's a group in California called the Angel Squad. And there are all of these folks thinking that they are going to get rich quickly investing in startups or pre-startups, becoming angel investors. And this scares me for these folks because a lot of them think this is the key. As a matter of fact, one woman said, and let me just find the quote.
Are you going to steal my quote now?
Well, I thought you were going to. I thought you had me doing it. Okay, you can do it. There was
okay.
a quote by There are all these people who think that one guy says every single American will be an angel investor 10 years from now. I hope not. Unless there are going to be a lot of poor Americans, because angel investors have the money. The big angel investors have enough money that they can lose big in pursuit of the big win.
I think the misconception is that angel investors all get rich by investing in startups. Most of them have made their money and then they're taking chances on things that they hope 1 out of 50 will hit again. And by the way, do we need you to be an angel investor? Isn't it okay just to be an angel in the outfield or an angel of our better nature? I mean, aren't those okay? Let's talk about this. Sorry. By the way,
I very quietly rolled my eyes.
Don pointed out that he is a mere 2,800 miles away and is generally like 3,300 miles away. And someone asked me once, how do you feel like you guys have gotten along so well for these 30 plus years? I said, because there's about 3,000 miles.
It's generally, I think the distance is approximately 2,000, 2,500 miles. We found that anything over that, we tend to do fine.
Okay. All right. So angel investing. Angel investing is pure, absolutely pure speculation. It has to be. This is money that you give to somebody because, well, hopefully they've been successful before, but they don't know. Don and I have had other businesses before the one we're in today
and
that
failed,
didn't work.
Yeah, several
times. So it is a purely speculation play. Oh, we didn't get to the quote. The quote was this woman, this attorney said, angel investing is a chance to create generational wealth that she didn't have otherwise.
See, and that's the thing. People think that this is the path to wealth. And yeah, it can be in a similar fashion for most people to the lottery ticket as a means to wealth.
Or if you are feeling lucky, you could start your own business. You could be your own angel investor. You could have a great idea or buy a franchise. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can And by the way, starting your own business there's an aspect of luck. It's fairly speculative in many ways.
And you made a good point that bears reiterating. Most of the big angel investors out there started off building a real business that happened to take off and made them multimillionaires or billionaires, enabling them to then have, if you have billions of dollars, you can't spend it all. Nobody can spend it all. So they put it into ventures where they might win more, and they might lose some, but it isn't going to hurt them.
And by the way, here's the other, I think, complete misconception is every angel investment reaps gold. Every angel investment is an investment that is going to make more than just being invested in a globally diversified portfolio. And you can go look at the research. Larry Swedrow's written some great pieces on how the actual returns of private equity, which I think is pretty similar to being an angel investor, right? These are inside deals that you're getting involved in a company that nobody else gets to be involved in, and it's going to be the next Microsoft or the next Apple. There's 99 out of 100 that aren't those. And if this is an effort to be cool, because you can tell your friends I'm an angel investor, I came up with a few other ways that you could be cool instead.
Oh, good. Tom's cool list.
These are my cool list. Number one, you could
be a soccer coach.
Well, that wasn't on the list.
Oh, okay.
You're never going to do that. You could have your own new YouTube channel on the fashion trends. Maybe you become the next Kardashians. I don't know. That's one. You could have a podcast on the latest lingo. Yeah, you could take those little cute things they say in the English language or other languages, put it out there in a podcast. Or, and I know this is the one Don's going to be more interested in, you can surf the internet and try to imitate the latest dance moves.
Or I have a better one.
Yes.
You can get together with whomever, find yourself a nice billionaire, get together, build. I mean, apparently they're all building spacecraft, but they're really not reaching for what they need to be reaching for. They need to be going for this asteroid that NASA is sending a spacecraft to. There's a 124 mile wide asteroid called Psyche 16. And Psyche 16 is so loaded with precious metals that if you got it back to Earth and you shared the wealth, it would make every man, woman, and child on Earth a billionaire. There you go.
I know we're joking around about that, but that's serious business. You can actually fly there, land on it, mine the stuff off, and send it back. I watched a class on this once. I'm not advocating you put all your... I think you can.
Anyway, no, you can't.
Okay.
NASA's sending an expedition to study it. Nobody's landed on an asteroid.
I didn't say they had. I went to a class once where they said it was a good possibility that we would be able to mine asteroids.
Well, okay. And that brings up another investing point.
Yes.
You talk about gold and precious metals as investments. Let's just carry this asteroid thing out to its logical conclusion.
Yes.
Somebody like Elon Musk says, I think I'm going to go strap a couple of rockets to this solid gold asteroid, and I'm going to bring it back to Earth, and I'm going to mine the gold, and I'm going to send it down to Earth by the hundreds of tons. What's that going to do to the price of gold?
Take a guess. It'll go down faster than those rockets. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, nothing's a sure thing.
Let's just finish up the piece on angel investing. Number one,
there's more?
You don't need it.
I figured your bad jokes were the end of it.
Probably should have been. Here's the thing. Generational wealth can be created not by being a speculator. It can be created by saving and investing wisely at a low cost. All kinds of people created. Now, have they gotten luckier and had invested in a great company like the Gates and it worked out? Sure. But that is tiny part of the entire population. You don't need this to create generational wealth. That's how I'd put it.
Well, that's a good way to put it, Tommy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And by the way, those of you want to be speculators and traders, A client gave me this. I'm gonna play this game. You can't see it on the podcast, but it's Stocks and Bonds from 3M magazine. 3M company in 1964.
Wait, 3M made games?
They made games. I'm gonna play this.
I
next
don't
week
remember that.
with my grandsons, and I'll come back and tell you what a great trader I am. So
I thought we should just do it as a video podcast. Just sit there and play the game.
I hate to make you feel bad, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm going to feel bad about a stock picking game where they have just 10 stocks.
I know. It's good stuff.
There's a reason this game didn't last very long. 855-935-8255 or 855-935-TALK. That's a phone number you can use to call in questions 24/7, and we'll answer them on future podcasts. You can also use that line to call us on our live show on Saturdays from 3 to 5 Eastern. And you can also send questions in by going to talkingrealmoney.com and typing them in or speaking them in. But let's go to one of those that was typed in. I am 57 years old, and I am a financial coach. You can laugh at the title. I do too. I do not help people with investing, but basically help people get their ducks in a row so they have money to invest. I do not do it for pay, but more of a word of mouth service that started helping friends and family. I actually started doing a podcast about 8 to 9 months ago, and I'm putting up some tough competition for you guys, so you better stay on your toes.
I'm on my something else right now, but okay. Yeah.
My question is, if I have enough cash at retirement that I can live for 4 to 5 years without taking Social Security and any earned income, can I convert a $24,000 each year from my 401k to a Roth and basically pay no taxes when it went in and pay no taxes when I'm pulling it out? What am I missing?
I don't understand the $24,000 part. Anything you move from pre-tax to Roth is taxable at your regular income tax rate, period.
Yeah.
There's no trick to that.
He's saying that the $24,000 is the standard deduction for him and his wife.
Then in that case, their tax rate would be zero, correct?
Where tax rate would be zero.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah. If he has zero income and he moves $24,000, this is a tax question. I think we can get, please don't write us and tell us we're wrong. I think you could move that over and then pay no tax on it. I guess one of the questions is going to be too, if you move it out of your 401k, they may withhold because they may require that in the plan. So it might make sense to move it from the 401k to an IRA and then the IRA to a Roth IRA. That part of the transaction should have a zero tax rate if you're at, as you said.
You wouldn't be missing
rate.
Anything because you'd technically be at a zero tax rate. But you, generally speaking, you have to pay taxes when you take money out of a 401k or an IRA and move it into a Roth.
And by the way, I would not laugh at anyone called a financial coach. A lot of the work that we do for our clients is coaching, is not just getting you on the rails, but keeping you on the rails. There's a lot of behavioral part to all this that is very, very important. So I admire your work.
Be careful, though, and don't start charging because then you could run afoul of the SEC at some point.
That's correct.
He also, by the way, he had added a little something. He says, really enjoy listening to the podcast. Also, can you tell Tom that he may want to set an appointment with me if he's paying $240 a month for cable?
The slings and arrows, let them.
And by the way, his podcast is called Blue Collar Millionaire.
No, I will look it up.
I've never looked it up. All right, we're out of time. Send us your questions, talkingrealmoney.com, talkingrealmoney.com, or call them in at 855-935-8255. And if you need some help with your investments, not getting your cable bill reduced, but with your investments, and you got a messy portfolio or some big complex question, or you're just trying to get started on a plan, we're going to help you for free at our advisory firm, Vestory by Appella. It's free, no obligation, no high-pressure sales pitch. Promise. Just go to vestory.com, set up an appointment. Now, if you want us to manage your money, we're going to charge you. However, if we charge you, we're going to charge you a whole lot less than most of the big firms charge. I mean, some of them charge up to 3% a year.
Good Lord.
We don't charge any more than 1%.
And I think
it goes down from there.
We had a couple of great meetings this week. Oftentimes the takeaway is you have too much in this particular type of stock, or you're taking more risk than you think, or as you just mentioned, we looked at one this week, you're paying way more than you probably should. And most of the time, you're paying that because your money went into a double line bond fund instead of a Vanguard bond fund, with no expectation, by the way, from the people that we trust that you're going to end up making more money with the double line fund than you would just owning a diversified portfolio of bonds.
All right, now you did it. Now
Sorry,
I have to look.
Too easy.
Double
That
line.
one stuck.
Wait a
I think
minute.
it's like, I want to say it's 50 basis points for the double line Latches main fund, whatever it is. It wasn't as big as I thought either, by the way. He hasn't done as well as I had expected he might. So
line.
total return, I want to say total return, something like that.
Double line, double line, double line, double line. Why am I not getting it? D-U-B-L-E. Double line. Except I keep spelling it wrong. Well, that could be part of the problem. Double line income solutions?
I thought it was total return, but I mean, I can look it up if you want. We're gonna
this is an ETF.
No, I was referring to the fund because I was trying to give apples to apples between the two.
Oh, okay. Double line, low duration. Wow, they have a lot of funds. Total return bond.
That's it. DBLTX.
DBLTX.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Expense ratio of 0.5%.
Yeah. So, I mean, you go own the Vanguard Total Bond Fund for what? Is it 7 basis points? I mean, it's a whole lot cheaper. So,
and the number of bonds in this portfolio is about 2,600, and Vanguard, the total bond index is like thousands.
Yes, it's more than that. So
thousands.
Anyway, that was one example. And the person that we showed was very surprised by that. Most of the time you are, because you're like, I got in this fund because it's the hottest thing in sliced bread.
Yeah.
And then they came out with a different type of bread that's better than sliced bread. So.
All right. Thanks for being a part of the podcast. We appreciate you being there. If you want an appointment with one of our advisors, go to Vestory.com. Please tell your friends, neighbors, relatives, everybody about the podcast. And if you really like it, please leave a review at Apple Podcasts. If you don't like it, just don't listen. It's pretty easy. I'm Don. That's Tom, hanging out, talking real money.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.